Hey, here are 5 stupid things I've noticed since last time. NRA wimps out on criticism of open carry demonstrations. The National Rifle Association recently broke with custom by saying something reasonable, namely that the open carry demonstrations being carried out by gun lovers like that drooling piece of shit and that other drooling piece of shit were scary and weird. A few days later, the NRA reversed itself and apologized for the statement, blaming it on a staffer who was unauthorized to comment and whose views certainly do not reflect those of the NRA. I can actually understand why the NRA flip-flopped on this. I mean, you do not want to piss guys like this off. They've got guns. People with guns can do whatever they want, especially if it involves their guns. That's just the way liberty works. At least in an ideal society like the United States. Spikes reported in London's homeless population. Concerned citizens over there in the United Kingdom made headlines last week for deciding to follow the example of China and combat the problem of homelessness by just covering surfaces where homeless people might want to sit or sleep with a bunch of metal spikes. The spikes in London have since been removed following protests from the public and the mayor of London, but some of you might be wondering how covering shit with metal spikes was supposed to solve homelessness in the first place. Well, you're missing the point. If the spikes keep homeless people from hanging around places where we, the homeful, might see them, then eventually we won't see them anymore. We'll forget that they're there, we won't think about them at all, and then there won't be a homeless problem. See? You just have to use this for something other than empathy. Eric Cantor loses primary to even bigger asshole. Well, the good news is House Republican Majority Leader Eric Cantor lost the primary election for his congressional seat last week. The bad news is the guy he lost to, Dave Brat, is an even more over-the-top anti-government free market fetishist than Cantor is. It's worth noting that many analysts attribute Cantor's defeat to poor turnout among his supporters. So all you folks who live in Virginia's 7th congressional district who don't want to be represented in Congress by someone to the right of Righty McWriterson over there, take note. Turnout matters. Remember that on November 4th, for fuck's sake. Congressman doesn't understand climate change, or many other things. During an appearance on MSNBC last week, Republican Congressman Jeff Miller from Florida expressed the sort of proudly clueless attitude about climate change that has become one of the hallmarks of his party. If human activities are responsible for climate change, Miller asked, incredulous, then why did the dinosaurs go extinct? Good point. And hey, that reminds me, if human beings are responsible for initiating nuclear reactions, where did the sun come from? Bowe Bergdahl bullshit. Has the news of an American POW being released ever been met with a more politically partisan response than the response to the release of Bowe Bergdahl? Never mind the accusations that Bergdahl is a deserter or that he came to sympathize with his Taliban captors or that his father has a suspicious-looking beard. Let's just assume for the sake of argument that all of that is true. Should we have just left him there to die in the hands of the Taliban? Okay, so let's say that he abandoned his mission and he got captured by the enemy, and during his 5 years of captivity, maybe he developed a little Stockholm syndrome. So for that, it's okay to just let him rot and die in a prison 7,000 miles away, a hostage of the same thuggish troglodytes he was sent there to fight? Fuck that. And fuck Fox News for implying it, though never saying it outright, fucking cowards, and for assassinating the character of this man and his family before he even set foot back on American soil. A prisoner of war is home. That's a good thing. And if he committed some crime before he was captured that needs to be reckoned with, so be it. Let it be reckoned with here, under the jurisdiction of a relatively civilized nation. And I stress the word relatively. The hardest part is only picking 5. Catch you next time.